Hi, I'm Amanda from Integrative Healing with Amanda Butler. I provide energy healing combined with psychological perspectives to facilitate a deeper connection with the divine within. Today we're going to do a clearing for inner peace. And this clearing is inspired by a myth, the myth of Shambhala. And the personal inspiration for this is the other day there was something I was really upset about, really having a hard time with, and I was sitting having lunch in this coffee shop near the office where I practice therapy, really struggling, really having a hard time, and this song came on. And it's a song I like. It's the opening chords to it are really familiar. It's called Shambhala performed by a band called Three Dog Night. The lyrics say, get those on the screen here. Wash away my troubles, wash away my pain with the rain in Shambhala. Wash away my sorrow, wash away my shame with the rain in Shambhala. And so Shambhala is, the name of the song is a reference to a mythical kingdom of enlightenment in the tradition of Tibetan Buddhism. Supposedly, this kingdom is located somewhere in the Himalaya mountains, and it's mentioned in various ancient texts of Tibetan Buddhism. And the lyrics are talking about a situation where kindness, cooperation, joy, and good fortune are universal. Psychological burdens, negative emotions are lifted. And the lyrics kind of present the idea that Shambhala is maybe not a physical place, but a metaphor for the spiritual path that someone might follow. And so, again, I kind of see this story of this mythical kingdom as a metaphor for finding inner peace, finding the mythical kingdom of Shambhala within, like Yeshua or Jesus Christ said, the kingdom of heaven is within you. So finding peace and calm and comfort, divinity within. And so that's what this clearing is about today. And the song really was a reminder to me of that, to look within for those things. And so a little bit more about the myth of Shambhala. It's a Sanskrit word meaning place of peace or place of silence. According to legend, it is a land where only the pure of heart can live, a place where love and wisdom reigns, and where people are immune to suffering, want, or old age. And again, the idea of Shambhala is said to have outer, inner, and alternative meanings. The outer meaning understands Shambhala to exist as a physical place, although only individuals with an appropriate karma can reach it and experience it as such. The inner and alternative meanings refer to more subtle understandings of what Shambhala represents in terms of one's own body and mind, inner, and during meditative practices. And so this is about connecting to peace within, finding the kingdom within, if you will, and experiencing deep inner peace, deep inner knowing, deep connection with the divine within oneself. And so that's the myth, that's the background, and let's get started. And so to get started, we're going to prep to work. That is connecting to Source, asking permission of your soul to do the clearing, And it's like my higher self and your higher self working together to clear anything that needs to be cleared, for you to experience deep inner peace, deep inner connection with the divine within, deep inner knowing of your own path, your own journey. Okay. So starting with quantum speed therapy, this is a modality that uses a pendulum and 4 charts to really add a quantum level of healing as a complement to the other modality I use, spiritual response therapy. In this modality, QST, that I'm using, it was created by Alexandra of Spiritual Healing Therapy. There are 4 charts with some light language characters to help assist with this clearing. So let's get started. So clearing now around greater surrendering, like a greater surrendering to letting go of any fight or flight anywhere where there are blocks to peace, a greater surrendering to the soul and its journey in this lifetime. Sometimes, if things have been particularly difficult, we can get really used to being in kind of a constant fight or flight state, get used to maybe being kind of miserable. And so it's hard to believe that peace could even exist. So surrendering to that idea, surrendering into peace. And bringing in the energies of the accelerator to accelerate this process. Clearing around the past now, of anything in the past or from the past that needs to be cleared. Clearing to bring in the energies of the activator to really activate your own inner knowing of steps that you need to take, things that you might like to do differently to experience more peace and to feel more peaceful, things that maybe would be a very simple change that might make a big difference. And bringing in the energies of velocity, again, to help speed this journey along. To sort of make the maximum amount of progress, experience like the maximum amount of healing and shift in the minimum amount of time. And clearing now around the energies of facilitating to really be able to facilitate for yourself, connecting with that peace, taking the steps necessary to live in that peace. Kind of you being the facilitator of that divine, being the facilitator of that inner knowing within yourself, being able to facilitate from that and take the steps necessary to experience that peace. Bringing in now the energies of vivacity, and I see this as finding joy in life, finding joy in living, sort of like a joie de vivre, maybe. If we are at peace, it's also a lot easier to find joy. And if we are actually enjoying ourselves, it's also easier to find peace, at least in my experience. And so these two things kind of come hand in hand. So peace and joy, vivacity. And bringing in the energies of healing integration to really integrate this healing, and also to more deeply integrate, any other healing work you've ever done, particularly as it has to do with peace, feeling calm, that kind of thing. Okay, moving on to chart 2. Bringing in now the energies of restitution, where the feeling that I get with this is like anytime that you felt blocked from experiencing peace or felt like you've missed out on peace, bringing in maybe all of the peace you felt has been forfeited in your life due to various circumstances, kind of allowing it to come in. And bringing in now the energies of the cocoon, which is the vessel of transformation, and also a layer of protection as the transformation is happening. So bringing in those energies to help with the transformation. Bringing in now also the energies of reconstruction. If there have been times in your life that you felt like, whatever peace you were experiencing or you did manage to find has been shattered or destroyed, being able to reconstruct that and have things come back together again. And now bringing in the energies of equilibrium, being in balance, feeling balanced, feeling that equilibrium can really be helpful in feeling at peace. Bringing in now the energies of realignment to really realign with peace, to be able to remember those times you felt at peace, felt calm, felt, that connection with the divine within and felt at peace from that, being able to realign with that. And bringing in now the energies of completion, feeling complete can be complete and whole can be really important in feeling at peace and being at peace, and also bringing the energies of completion or closure to any old stories where there was not a lot of peace, where everything felt like a battle or a fight, or where you were in fight or flight and things were not peaceful at all. So bringing in the energies of completion in all ways that's needed. Okay, moving on to chart 3. Bringing in the energies of quantum computations so that your soul is really receiving the right information to really be in a state of peace, to really, so that things in your life really add up to be supportive in you connecting with that peace and being at peace within yourself. Okay, and moving on to chart 4. Bringing in now the energies of the tree of life. And this is like being able to reach out to that tree of life and being able to receive from it peace. It's like the tree of life is kind of offering all kinds of things, all kinds of experiences, and being able to reach out and have the fruits of peace kind of fall into your hand, or be able to pull that from the tree. So reaching out and receiving from life peace. And clearing now around the magnetic field, realigning it to be in alignment with that inner peace, that inner calm, that inner knowing. To magnetize to you more of that peace. Okay, so I'm getting the mop-up signal for QST, so we're going to complete a mop-up of that and move on to our other modality, SRT, Spiritual Response Therapy. This modality uses a pendulum and 32 charts to clear a lot of other different energies and other things that need to be cleared. So let's get started with this modality. Okay, moving over to chart 5, any kinds of discordant energies, blocks, interferences, clearing around the energies of self-punishment. You know, anything running subconsciously where you feel you need to be punished, where on some level, you know, like probably subconsciously or unconsciously, you're punishing yourself in some kind of way, and that prevents peace, clearing around all of that so that you can be in alignment with peace, in alignment with feeling calm and clarity within. Moving on now to chart 8B. Clearing around sympathy, the archetype of sympathy, being able to feel sympathy for yourself and for others, and from that place of some sympathy and understanding, being able to find more peace. Because maybe if you feel more sympathy for things that you have been through and have experienced that have been difficult, then it's easier to maybe be patient with yourself if you maybe find yourself reacting in a way that you don't like, and that kind of thing. And then maybe from there it's easier to just kind of gently make a correction and, you know, do something that feels more peaceful. Or if you're able to have more sympathy for others, maybe understanding where their behavior is coming from, that it's maybe not so personal, and to maybe be in a little bit more peace with them if there is some greater understanding and greater sympathy for maybe where they're coming from in their actions. So clearing around the archetype of sympathy. Okay, moving on to chart 10A. Miscellaneous blocks. Clearing now around any astrological beliefs. And this is any beliefs related to astrology that might be a block to finding peace in whatever way. Like maybe if, Mercury is in retrograde, for example, that's an easy one to bring up, just, for the purpose of an example. If, you've had the experience that when Mercury is in retrograde, everything goes wrong and everything is difficult and there's no way you can feel calm, maybe that's an astrological belief that can be cleared so that you can feel more peace regardless of whatever is going on astrologically. Or maybe it's, something in your chart that feels like, oh, well, because, I have this alignment or this in my chart, I'm not going to be at peace. I'm always going to be pretty stressed out because of this or that. And, maybe clearing some of that so that you can be at peace regardless of what's going on astrologically. Okay. Moving on to chart 11. Soul energy programming. Clearing here around cleansing the soul. And specifically around cleansing the soul of like any beliefs of you being bad or evil or having done something wrong in some kind of way. Like if we're beating ourselves up for something on some level, it can be hard to feel at peace. Or, maybe if we are beating ourselves up on some subconscious level over something that happened in a past life where we did something wrong or were cruel to others or whatever, something like that. Clearing around any beliefs of being evil or any times you've done something wrong. Clearing like around that, beating yourself up in any kind of way so that you can feel at peace. Chart 15 now, I am consciousness level programs. Clearing now around duality of the I am level of consciousness and that experience of duality, like being a spiritual being and a human being, seeing the duality in this world, the difference, the contrast can make it hard to be at peace. So clearing around that so that, even when you are aware of that duality and seeing the contrast and having to live in that contrast, you're able to be at peace anyway. So moving on now to chart 23, spiritual realms programs. Clearing any and all daily accumulation of discordant energy. I mean, we go through the world every day and we connect with various people. We live our lives, we go various places, and it can be easy to pick up on others' emotional energy, pick up on the emotional energy of different places that we go, that kind of thing. So just clearing any of that daily accumulation of discordant energy so that we're free of that and can be in our own energy and be at peace with ourselves, at home in our bodies, be fully in our own energy and free from, anything we might have inadvertently picked up anywhere else. Okay, moving on to chart 26, freedom is free. And this is clearing around the idea that we share in the love of one. That on some level, some higher level where we are all one with spirit, we're also all at peace with each other. So being able to connect to that level where we share in the love of one, where we're all one and connected through the love of spirit. We are all spirit having a human experience, and being able to remember that, like that we're all expressions of spirit, sparks of the divine, having a human experience, and we're all really connected through the oneness of spirit. And through that connection and that oneness, finding peace with ourselves, with each other. Going to chart 28, final forgiveness. Clearing now around releasing anger at all levels. Sometimes holding on to any anger and unforgiveness can be a block to peace, and sometimes it can be hard to let go of that anger, or really hard to forgive others for ways they've treated us or things that have happened. And so being able to release that anger, let go of unforgiveness so that we can be in peace. Okay, moving on now to chart 31. Clearing now around the Arc of Prince. These are like the archetypes, and this is like what has been imprinted on our soul as part of the expression of the creative process of being. So clearing anything that was in the creative process of our soul that maybe is a block to peace, and bringing in an imprint or a print of things that are more aligned with peace. So clearing Arc of Prince. Okay, and moving on now to chart 32. And clearing now to balance the embryo. This is like bringing balance, going back and bringing balance at the very beginning. So kind of almost like going back in time to the soul's beginning and kind of bringing in that balance and that sense of peace from the very beginning so that it feels like it's always been there, like there's always been that peace. Okay, so it looks like that's going to be a wrap for SRT. And before we close out this clearing, I have a little visualization that I'd like to share. And so closing your eyes and imagining taking this kind of beautiful white gold elevator, stepping into it and taking the elevator down from your mind, taking it down into your heart chakra. And it opens up and you walk out into kind of a green light that gives way to a beautiful library. And instinctively, just kind of reaching out, you reach out to the shelf in front of you and pull out a book. And you open up that book, and in that book, it has the directions for your road to Shambhala, all of the information that you need to reach this state of inner peace, reach this state of calm, be in like this calm, peaceful connection with the divine within you. And so you open up the book, you look at the pages. It doesn't matter what is on the pages, but they are glowing with a beautiful bright light. You let this white light wash through you, filling up your being with all of the light codes, the divine information, the divine guidance that you need to be able to experience more peace. And then having received that information, downloaded that light, you replace the book on the shelf and take the elevator back up into the mind, feeling now secure that you know the way to feel more peace and more calm in your life. And feel free now to open your eyes, and that's a wrap for this clearing. And so now just completing a full, complete mop-up, wrap-up, all work done, everything is completed for right now. And so after a clearing, be sure to drink a lot of water, more water than you would normally drink, to kind of flush out all of the toxins and help integrate the clearing and help let go of any energies or anything that needs to go. And I truly hope that this clearing was a blessing to you and helpful to you on your path. If you would like a deeper clearing, please go to amandabutler.net to book a session. And if you mention this video, you'll receive 10% off of any of the services listed there. And if you did enjoy this video and found it helpful, please like and subscribe. And I'd love to hear in the comments what you thought of it. It's always great fun when people share their experiences. I love reading that, and I do my best to reply, so I'd love to hear from you. And I thank you for letting me walk a little ways with you on the road to Shambhala. As Ram Dass said, we are all just walking each other home, and it's been my honor to walk with you on this stretch of the road. And again, I wish you all the best, and I hope this clearing is a blessing to you. Namaste.